channel. My name is Ali Enigma, or Alexandra Jerzak, and today I am here to tell you a story time, and I hope you guys like my look today. I kind of made it a little bit crazier because crazy story time, crazy look. I figured it went together pretty well. So hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to my channel, because I know there are a lot of people out there that watch my videos that are not subscribed. So, you know, help me out and subscribe, please, because clearly you like to watch my videos, so why wouldn't you subscribe? It happened a couple days ago. It is a pretty fresh story. I honestly wasn't planning a story time because this crazy shit just happened, and I've been telling you guys on Snapchat, kind of on Instagram, that there's been kind of some things going on. So here I am now to clarify everything and let you know on the whole story. So I know I've talked a lot on Facebook too. There's been a lot of people, and I'm sorry if I sound like kind of stuffy. I am getting over having like bronchitis and strep throat pretty much. If you guys are coming from Instagram, Facebook, or my Snapchat, and you're here to finally know what the hell is actually going on, here I am to tell you the story. So to give you a little bit of a background, I am a musician. A lot of you guys already know that. I put all my shows on here. I put shows that I play, I put shows that I go to, I put my open mics that I perform at. I've, put some other guitar videos on here too. I love playing guitar. I also sing at open mics for fun, because that's what I used to do before I really was super into guitar like I am now. And so of course I'm working with other musicians, and musicians kind of get this like bond, like family bond, and so I'm really close to most of the musicians I play my music with. One of the people that I play music with, I'm not gonna say like names, I'm just gonna say, I guess we'll give like fake names, or I'm just gonna say he and she, because it is particularly about two people mostly. Well, there's a couple other people, so I'm not gonna say names or anything, and hopefully this is clear enough for you guys to understand the story. With one musician quite often, and we are pretty good friends, and we have been, and he's played in my band for like one show, and I've played in his band for one show when he was living in a different state, and decided to do like a song with his band to like commemorate him. So he is single, technically single, and he started seeing this girl who, from what it sounded like, he wasn't trying to like rush into dating or anything, and she really wanted to date him, and he wasn't really ready for that, but I could tell he was like getting feelings for her, of course. And I to her and give her like kisses goodbye before he left, and hung out with her all the time, and he even said like she was kind of into guitar and like into a lot of the music that he liked. So of course I saw the feelings growing, which cool, I'm happy for them. If that's what he wants, that's great. I'm more than willing to be friends with both of them, and I wanted to be. And even when I went to go pick him up, I am like a polite person. I waved and smiled at her, and she completely ignored it. Like, she was seemed like one of those girls like that just couldn't say hi back, because I don't know why certain girls do that, but it's really not that hard to be like a polite human being. I mean, if you work with the public or people, it's very easy to just learn how to be polite to anyone. It doesn't mean that you guys have to be best friends or anything like that. It's just like, be a polite human being. It's not that hard. But so I was just kind of like, okay, whatever, I guess she doesn't want to be friendly. Cool. I was kind of a little annoyed by that, because like, why wouldn't you just be nice to the person's bandmates, even if I am a girl? So a little while goes by, and there are a couple things that happened that kind of put a damper on him wanting to date this girl. one of the things is that we all played a show together, my band, his band, and he was still at the show, but one of his other bandmates had gone home, and she was like sleeping in his bed, not in the guy that she was supposed to be with, but in his bandmate's bed because he was gone. Well, supposedly the other bandmate, the one that wasn't supposed to be with her, kind of like crawled in bed and started getting, you know, one thing led to another, and that happened. They did the deed. So, and apparently it was more than once, too, that night. So then he found out the next day, obviously, his friend's gonna tell him, his bandmate's gonna tell him what happened, and of course, he's really pissed. And her story was saying that he forced himself on her. And she also told him, "Oh, I thought it was you." Bitch, what? You thought it was him in the dark, in the other guy's bed. And even if you thought it was him, there are differences in human beings. You will know the difference if you're doing the deed. There's definitely gonna be a difference. Because it's two different fucking people. So, right off the bat, her story was just bullshit, and she was just trying to get sympathy and trying to make everyone feel bad for her, like she got taken advantage of, and she couldn't say no, and she thought it was him, and it wasn't, and blah blah blah, this and that. And even though she was not willing, apparently, she moved into his house after. I think she'd already been staying there, but she officially had moved in. I'm sorry, but if somebody forced themselves on you, or you weren't willing with them and something happened, you don't move into their house. Like, are you a fucking idiot? You moved into this person's house, and you're trying to accuse someone of that. And at the time, she didn't have a job either, so she was just freeloading completely. But she's working now, so good for her. Anywho, so yeah, that was quite shocking. That was the first shock, and my friend that the first guy, not the other bandmate, but the first guy that was originally thinking about dating her was like, hell no, I'm cutting it off, this is done, this is awful. But he didn't exactly cut things off. She kind of like manipulated him into believing her bullshit lies because she wouldn't admit to anything. For how they were, he didn't want to date her because there was already drama, and she had started shit between the other person that lived there too. And basically started shit with like everyone that lived in that house. Even though she moved in there for free, didn't have a job, didn't have a car, didn't contribute to anything, and yet, you know, she causes this shit. And here everyone else is willing to be her friend, willing to give her a place to stay, willing to be nice to her, and yet all this shit happens. But then she gets pissed off if anyone calls her out, even though nobody had bad intentions towards her and she started everything. So if she's somehow like watching this video, maybe she'll own up to her mistakes and be responsible for the shit. But I honestly don't think so, because she's one of those people that lies so much she kind of like believes her own lies. So I don't think she'll ever think she does anything wrong, even though it's like, dude, literally nobody had bad intentions against you at all. You created all of this, all of it. Every single last bit of negativity, all from you. Because I definitely would have been friends with you for sure, but not anymore. Definitely not anymore. So, since he was working on music with me quite often, she was probably pretty jealous because I'm a female and he wanted to spend time with me playing music when he could have been spending time with her, probably sitting around doing nothing. Yeah. So, a couple days ago, which I hadn't talked to my friend in like over a week because I had a show last week, and then I got really sick afterwards, so I just kind of fell off the grid for a little while, and we hadn't really talked. But a couple days ago, I get this long ass message from her, and I do have receipts right here. And it's not her actual name, so I can show you guys, but yeah. This is, let's see. This is the message, first message, and second message. And I'm gonna read it to you guys, but I'm gonna keep names out of it just so, you know. This is what I got out of nowhere. Literally haven't talked to him in a few days, and I was so fucking shocked. Just thought I'd let you know, the past is in the fucking past. I'm not a skank, and I didn't willingly sleep with blank. With the other guy that she shouldn't have slept with. It wasn't willing, so. I was asleep, and the next thing you know, he's on top of me. That's when you say no and you leave the situation, or you don't sleep in another guy's bed, or you don't live with this guy, or you don't continue to live with him. So I'm sorry, but your story is not adding up, and I do not feel bad for you at all because you're responsible for your actions. And blank and I discussed this. So basically, she's manipulated him into believing her bullshit. And do you believe every word blank's ass tells you, which is another person that had told me a lot of shit that she had done, the other person that lived there before. Oh, by the way, ask anyone. Blank and I are together now, which is my musician friend, that they're together now. This is like part of it that really shocked me, was that they're actually dating now after all the shit that she created. And I was like, whoa, like either he's highly manipulated by her right now, like this is fucking crazy. I didn't know why. And what happens when I'm single is none of your damn business. And yeah, it's really not my business, but my friend came to me super fucking upset. And then my other friend, the guy that she wasn't supposed to be with, was fucking pissed that he was getting accused of raping her. So yeah, I'm sorry, but I got dragged into this and I was there for my friends. I don't give a fuck about your business at all. Like 0% fucks are given about your business, but I'm gonna be there for my friends, and you're putting everyone through bullshit, so yeah, it's pretty shitty. We built a connection. People grow up and get in the way of your music with a question mark. My mom died that fucking day, you heartless person. Okay, so little side story, another thing that happened was that we were gonna go perform one night, and I was pretty much on my way to go get him, and he said he was gonna have to cancel. And I got really upset because it was like literally last minute before this, and people were expecting me and him to be there and perform. So yeah, like canceling last minute like that looks pretty shitty, like for musicians and stuff. So I was really, really worked up and really depressed and upset about it, but I told him I'd be understanding. And he knew that how upset I was, so he was like, okay, we'll still do it, we'll still go anyways. And at that point I was like, no, you know what, it's not even worth it. I'm fucking pissed and I'm upset. Let's just, whatever. So, and then he insisted on still going, but apparently nobody told her that I was upset but understanding, and said that he doesn't need to go and not to go, and it's not worth it at this point. So luckily that night was really fucked up though. So he ended up still getting in the car, and we went up to the bar that we were supposed to perform at, and as soon as we got out, the person running the show was like, oh, hold on guys, they're shutting off the power on this road. Nobody told me until last second, so there's not going to be anything going on. So she got her way that night, but he still told me that he was going to go instead of not going, and I told him not to. So I did not force him to go. He was going to stay home and be with her for moral support because she had lost her mother. So I take no blame. I take zero blame for, like, whatever she's trying to say here, that I'm a heartless person because her mom died. Like, I don't know her or her mom. And yeah, that really sucks. It does. But that's not why I was upset. I wasn't like, oh my god, I can't believe her mom died, so now she's ruining this for me. It's like, no, been canceled last second, and if you know anything about musicians, it does not look good to cancel shows the last second right before you go. I forwarded the message to like a bunch of people because I wanted them to know what was going on in case anything, like she were to do anything fucking crazy from then on, because I've had other experiences where I've had to go to the cops over crazy people, so, you know, I just want people to know what's going on with me because I want to be safe, and I'm not going to be bullied into silence, and neither should any of you guys, ever. Don't let that one person have power over anything, because you have power over yourself, and if this person thinks you're a bitch, or people think that you're being, like, you know, a certain way, or they're judging you for it, doesn't fucking matter what they think. Stay safe. Don't let somebody rule your life or have power over you, because nobody does except for yourself. Because he'll be mad. Like, yeah, he'll be mad because you're making a bunch of shit up and you're threatening me, and I'm, like, a very valued bandmate of his, so yeah, of course he's gonna be mad that you're fucking threatening me. But I didn't threaten you. She didn't threaten me, even though she said, so you and I don't have a problem in the future. Like, yeah, you're gonna create problems for me in the future, but you're saying you're not threatening me. You are threatening me. You can lie to yourself all you want. I have these messages. I will and can go to the cops, and I will keep all of this. I'm documenting everything just to share with you guys what I'm fucking going through, for one, and for two, if anything were to happen to me or my anything, you know, like, I need fucking receipts, and I got them. And it's like, you can't even make this shit up. I'm explaining things to you, and I'm making it clear that being a pissy bitch at me for my mom dying, I didn't fucking get mad about your mom dying. I got mad about being a musician canceling my performance last fucking second. That's not a good thing to do, ever. Ever. Because of your precious performance night almost ruined is childish. Oh, like, you're one to fucking judge. Let's talk about childish, please. It's like, do I live at somebody's house where I don't pay bills? No. I live in my own place and pay my own shit, and I work, and... But there's no need to compare, because there is really no comparison between her and I at all. Also, does your boyfriend know how you and blank used to talk with all the pet names and everything? Bitch. Bitch, I call everybody by nicknames. I call them by nicknames, by shortening their name, by making something up, because I'm just a fucking weirdo like that, and I like to call people by names that I make up, because I think it's funny. And stage names. People in bands have stage names. And yeah, he did know, and he was fine with it, because I wasn't fucking other people when he wasn't around, unlike she was. So yeah, it didn't fucking matter. And it's like, you're gonna call that out when you live with someone who you said basically forced themselves onto you, even though they're putting a roof over your head? Huh. Yeah, you have no room, 0% room, like, no, none at all. None. So I suggest working on your own relationship and staying out of blank and mine's, because they're just such serious relationship. Again, we do not have a problem as long as you understand. Now have a nice fucking day. Well, what I understand from this is exactly what I've been saying the whole time. I'm not being bullied into silence. I'm here to let all of you guys know what I'm going through, because I've been doing story times and vlogging my life for the past year and a half. And it's honestly been the best thing ever, because now you guys actually get to see what I'm going through, and I actually have a fucking great support system that I'm so grateful for. And when people like this come into my life and try to fuck with me, I know how to deal with it. Okay, so that happened, and then I instantly forwarded the messages to a few people, and I tried to. The first person was obviously him, the guy that they were supposedly in a relationship together now. Now they're all of a sudden together. And so they start responding to me. I said, just got this from your girlfriend, lol. I don't really care, to be honest, and I wanted to be nice to her. When I first knew you were talking to her, lol, that's why I tried to wave and she ignored it. Also, you talked to me about her first, just so you know I didn't care, and I was just being there for you as a friend when you were upset when she slept with blank, the guy's house that she lives in. Hope there's no bad blood. I don't want drama. Because I don't want drama. Like, I would have been friends with this girl, and I think that's what she fails to understand, is like, I am not what she is like having delusions in her mind about. I'm not like this person. And they say there's no bad blood. She doesn't hate you. She just wanted to clear the air, in quotations. And this is what pissed me off. But I guess I'll just tell you this right away. Later on, after this whole day happened, he was at a show actually, and he doesn't have like a working phone, and he only goes off of Wi-Fi. Well, I found out that she was on his Facebook messaging me. She was talking to me as him, and I thought it was him. So she not only read every single conversation we've probably ever had on Facebook, which whatever, fucking hope you had a field day with that, and got herself worked up into a frenzy about it. And then now she's talking to me as him. If you guys are happy together, that's awesome. I want you to be happy overall. I was just worried because you seemed upset and she didn't seem like a mentally healthy person, lol. Because she's not. There was also let me add in something real quick, which may make me sound like an asshole, but it's something that they've been talking to me about. Apparently this girl has problems, like she has seizures, and it happens quite often, but like they took her to the hospital one time for it, and they said like the doctors won't do anything for it. She's not on medication for them. She refuses to go to the doctor, but she keeps constantly like having these things. But basically the way, like when you have a seizure, she doesn't have typical symptoms. So what they're trying to say is she's basically faking these for attention, which is beyond fucked up. Because they think if she wasn't, she would be either on medication, seeing a doctor, knowing what's going on, and having more of like the typical symptoms. But apparently she does this quite often and makes them give her like CPR, and like they said he said one time he just splashed a glass of water on her face and she was like fine. So literally this bitch possibly is faking seizures. So yeah, not very mentally healthy. And I mean, if you have seizures and you're not getting like treatment for it, that's not good. Like, if it is real, that's like, you need to take care of yourself, girl. You have to be responsible for your own problems. You can't just constantly put them on other people. Other people are there for you, but they're not there to solve your problems. You have to be responsible for yourself and sometimes figure out your own problems. I said she created all of this negativity between you and her, you and blank, and now me, and I don't give a shit about clearing the air. She dragged the fuck out of me in that message, complete disrespect, because I was fucking pissed at this time. There's no negativity, it's a long story, I'll explain later. And I just kept going. I'm like, I'm willing to give anyone a chance, and I'm not putting up with that from fucking anyone. I'm being completely misunderstood. And he says, well, it's actually her, I'll explain everything to her later. And I said, and if it is true that you were head over heels for me, well, that's not up to me and also not my fault. Like about the pet names, I literally make up names for almost everyone. And I'm a trustworthy person, and he knows I wouldn't fuck someone else unlike her. She can act like she knows what she's talking about, but she's a piece of shit in my book, and that takes a lot. So I hope you're happy that your girlfriend is trying to ruin a music relationship that benefits you and your bands. Thanks. She's not ruining everything. She doesn't care that we do music stuff or our friends. It's ... a long story. Like I said, I'll explain later. I'm sorry she blew up on you. And the way that he's like writing these messages, I can tell it's not him because he doesn't use punctuation the way this person does. I'm a very observant person. Like, I talk to this person quite often, and I can tell, like, the difference in word usage and grammar and the tone and basically everything, the way this person's writing. So as soon as I found out it was actually her on his profile, it made complete sense to me. You're not dragged into anything, and she won't bother you again. I'm sorry. And I said, she's created so much shit since she came into the picture, and I wanted to be nice to her. This is such shit. I can't believe you would want someone like her in your life. I'm fucking tearing up. I was literally, like, crying my eyes out all day because I was in such shock that I was getting threatened for one, and then being told that they were together by both parties, and basically, like, I didn't even know what was happening, but I felt like I was getting attacked, and, like, I don't know, it was just fucking crazy and upset me so bad because I couldn't believe that he was actually gonna date her after she started shit with 2 of the roommates, with him, with me now. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. And then she says this from his profile. Blank and I are fine. You and I are fine. Blank. I just burped again. Everything is fine. She snaps off sometimes, and she's changed, and there's a strong connection there. She has so much to give and really is a nice person. She just doesn't take kindly to people talking bad about her for her past. So she's much better now. She stays loyal. She works. She cooks. She cleans. She's not the same person she was. So since she stays loyal now, since she finally has a job now and isn't complete freeloading, she's all of a sudden this different person, and all the shit that she's caused to other people just magically doesn't matter anymore. Matter to her anymore, but you fucking damaged other people. So guess what? Yeah, it still fucking stings a little bit to other people, even though you can so easily forget about the shit that you did to them. She's seen me snap and still stayed. It's a long story, but I'm telling you, everything is okay. She'll realize where she went wrong and apologize. It probably hit her really hard because her mom died, and to her, you made it seem like her mom dying was the end of our friendship. I never once made it seem like it was the end of our friendship. I was just fucking confused and upset because we were gonna have to cancel last second, which again is because I'm a musician, and if any other musicians know out there, it does not look good to cancel right before you're supposed to be there with people expecting you to be there. It wasn't about her mom dying at all. Like, I'm sorry your mom died. It's not easy for anyone. And I just said, what the fuck ever, dude. She didn't even talk to me about it. All of this is a crock of shit to me, because I was just like, at this point, I kind of had a feeling it might be her, because he does not send me those kind of messages with that kind of wording, especially she said things on his profile like she'll realize where, like, all this wording is definitely not, and then says she will come to her senses. I know she will. I'm going to be away from service for a while because he was going to his show. I hope your day gets better. I'll talk to you when I can. My response, I don't care. It means nothing to me. All of this is a waste of my time and energy, and no one is seeing my perspective. So fuck this, I'm out. Because I was done. I couldn't believe it. Like, I was thinking it was him, and I couldn't believe he was talking about her like this, because any other time he was talking about her, it's complete fucking opposite of what was being said to me now, which should have been the huge clue. So I was saying, also that day of the open mic, yeah, I got super fucking sad when you were canceling on me last second, and I basically said not to come, but you said you were the one who said you'd still go, and I'm not taking the blame for not caring about her mom. I don't know any of them, and that's not fair to be made out to be a shitty person, because it's not. Don't demonize me for things that you're making up. Also, if she wasn't willing with blank, why didn't she press rape charges? But she's still perfectly fine with making him look like he raped her, She hasn't changed. She just has you manipulated into her web of bullshit. I'm really surprised at you, blank. I thought you were better than this. I never thought you'd let someone come in and shit all over your bandmates like that. And then they say, because she's still on the profile, on his profile, she's not shitting on you, I'll talk to her, and she's not, and like, it's funny because the time that this message was at was like when he was probably already on his way to the show, because his show was pretty far away. So like, it makes so much sense to me now, but at the time I didn't know for sure that it was her on his profile. She's saying it wasn't willingly, I'm not manipulated, and has changed because I've seen it. It's not bullshit lies. I'm sorry. She snapped on you, okay? I'll talk to her. She's not coming between anyone. She even said she doesn't care that we practice and stuff. She just got upset over the whole mom dying thing and she went overboard. I don't want drama. I'll talk to her. Again, all those words are not any way that he would talk about. And I just said, you're ridiculous. She is shitting on me. She's shit on your other bandmate. She does lie. Look at how twisted shit she's about me. Are you blind? Even if that is her excuse, she's creating this, and the only reason I know about her is from you. It really seems like you've been shit-talking me to her, because how else would she come up with the shit? Because at this point I was like, if this is all true, then they must be saying stuff about me or something to come up with these horrible ideas, and he must have not told her that, like, the reason why I was upset is because I was canceling last minute, not because I was, like, mad about her mom dying. Like, that makes literally no sense. I'll talk to her. I really am sorry all this happened. Because now she's finally realizing where she fucked up. Maybe. Probably not, but partially. Oh, she reads some of our messages. We don't hide things from each other, because she's literally read all of our conversations at this point. And I was just thinking, like, I said, we don't hide things from each other. Oh my god, who are you? And at this point, I should have just been like, it's definitely her. But I didn't. I just thought maybe something happened over the short week that I didn't talk to him, and all of a sudden shit just changed, and I didn't know about it. I don't know. And then, basically, that was the last thing. There was no response to that at all. But I got another one from her, and it was an apology. Another really long apology right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, another really long apology. Also, she blocked my replies, so I couldn't communicate with her at all except for through my friend's profile that I later on figured out she was on. Because she must have been too afraid to deal with this. Can't say I blame her. Hey, look, I'm sorry I snapped at you. I don't want you to feel threatened or anything by me. Well, guess what? I do. And it doesn't matter what you say, because you don't even know me and you're already turning on me. Like, I don't underestimate you doing anything fucking crazy. But I live like 2 blocks away from a police station, so that's quite convenient. I don't want to hurt you, and I don't hate you. For some reason, I think that's bullshit, because, like, it's like, really, she does want to hurt me, and really, she does hate me, but she's saying she doesn't want to, just to try to cover it up, because, you know. I just didn't like that you talked shit because you were upset at Justin being a friend to me because my mom died. And she will not let that go either. It's not because he was being a friend to you, it's because you literally fucked with, like, everyone that lived in the house that you were freeloading at, and then you expected him to cancel a performance last second to be there for you when he could go and perform and come right back and be there with you. But you can treat people however you want to. I went overboard, and I really am sorry. I understand if you don't like me. I wouldn't either after this. I just want you to know I realized I was wrong, and I am sorry I got upset at you. There's 2 sides to every story, and I just assumed. But just know I don't hate you, and I never stated I wanted to hurt you. Just didn't want you talking shit, ... Again, I'm sorry, have a good day. And it's funny because, like, these messages from her are the exact same, like, wording and context as the ones from him that I was getting that day. So it definitely was her on the profile, for sure. So, after that, a few people talked to her, and put her in her place, and I'm pretty sure she is getting kicked out of the place where she lives. So I don't know like how it's all gonna turn out. Maybe I can tell you guys more about how it turns out as time goes on. Maybe I'll make a part 2 to this video, because this crazy shit is, I don't know, it's pretty insane. And I put a status on Facebook just kind of putting it out there that, like, in case anything were to happen to me, I just want to be able to say this. I didn't care if people judged me for it, because, yeah, I look like fucking melodramatic, but I mean, when serious shit is happening, I'm gonna be serious about it, and I'm gonna handle it how I want to handle it. And I got so much support from so many people that I just feel really lucky to have amazing people in my life that are willing to look out for me and care if I'm getting threatened or possibly going to like get hurt or anything like that. So thank you to all you guys that were supporting me that day. I was literally in so many tears, crying, and it's thanks to you guys that kept me going through all this, because he was at a show that day, so I couldn't figure this out right away. So I was like stuck for like a whole day just not knowing what the fuck was going on until I finally figured it out the next day. And then I talked to a few more people and everything started to make sense, so I didn't stay mad at him because I realized it wasn't him on his profile. But I don't know, it's gonna be weird. Like, I hope she's not in the picture anymore. I hope she just moves on with her life and forgets about all of this, you know. I wish things could be different. She could have had a chance from the beginning and everyone could have been cool and been friends and whatever, but nope. Didn't work out that way. But luckily things ended, you know, decently, because she didn't do anything to me. She didn't try anything. But I'm just thinking of it now, that I'm keeping this documented just in case anything were to happen further down the line, and then I know where it's coming from, because you never know. People be crazy, bitches be crazy. If she's so willingly to be impulsive like on that, like what else would she do later on when she's bored and realizes she has nobody else to fuck over? You never know. So that has been the tea for today, spilt fucking everywhere, and now you guys know the entire story. So if you guys liked this crazy story, and if you guys are glad that I'm safe, give this video a big thumbs up. If you like more story times, also give it a thumbs up. And also, please leave lots of comments down below on your thoughts on this story, and we can talk about this. And thank you again to all the people who have my back, all the people that are looking out for me. You guys are fucking amazing. I owe you the world. So, like, I'm so happy that I have all these awesome people in my life. Like, oh, it's just so crazy how my band and my YouTube channel has, like, created this little community of, like, my little fucking couch potatoes and my little princess potatoes and beautiful sweet potatoes out there. You guys mean the world to me. And now when I go through shit, it's not gonna be shit, because I have so many amazing people out there that are willing to catch me when I fall, and I want to do the same thing for you guys. So I will see you in the next video, and I love all of you so very much. And I really do. I'm not just one of those YouTubers like, oh, I have like 5 million subs, so I love all of you guys. No, I really actually do, because I reach out to you in my time of need, and you're right there to pick me up. So goodbye.